Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dynasty Nation. Time for our 2022 season preview. The season is finally upon us.
Let's
Mr.
go.
Kev.
Let's go, man. I am so hyped. I cannot wait to get into this. Oh, man. We're back, baby. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, so we're going to give you our season standing projections. We'll give you some award projections, and then we will get into week one. It's here.
It's here. Go. I can taste it.
All right, Kev, so let's start with our season projections. What do you think? Should we go 1 to 12, or should we start from the bottom and work our way up?
Oh, man. To be honest, Jim, I think we should start with the sorry bastards in the league, to be honest with you. So,
all right,
let's start from the bottom.
All right, let's go from number 12. You want to kick us off, or shall I lead us off?
I have a strong suspicion we may have the same team here. So I'll go first.
Okay.
You have a record for yours, Jim, or
No, I didn't keep records. I just put where I think
placement?
everybody's gonna finish. So
you
could do the analytics
so,
of the record projection.
All right, so I wrote some records for each of the teams, but probably not going to be anywhere near close to what the actual end result will be. But that's what makes it fun. So in 12th, this upcoming season, we have, in my prediction, Gunnar Grogan. I have him finishing the year with 1 win to his name.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I'm so curious. Who's the one win against?
It's gonna be between Bob or Jason.
All right.
Yeah, he's gonna take a win for sure. Yep. I was gonna say 0-15.
We're not gonna have a Lions 0 whatever season.
I just feel like a lot, because his team is bad, right?
Yeah.
But some bullshit can happen. Like Tony Pollard has a 3 touchdown game or some bullshit. So I don't want to just be that guy. Like, oh, he's not gonna win a single game, because I've seen worse teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, every league is different. Our league is very competitive, but I'm gonna give him 1 win.
I'd be shocked to see any team go winless too, but I also have Gunnar Grogan in 12th. Just the lack of depth and the lack of starters, quite honestly. The quarterback position's up in the air. After Najee Harris at running back, who knows? And wide receiver core just did shambles too. So
you move down Robinson.
Lock it in for a lottery pick for Mr. Grogan.
Yeah. Who owns his pick, Jim? I forgot. Is it
that would be you. All right, let's go to our 11th seed. Kev, who do you got?
All right, so our 11th seed. This one was actually tough, to be honest with you. I didn't want to put him here, but it's just a competitive league, man. Honestly, and I had to go with Jason. And I think he's gonna be better. I think he had 1 or 2 wins last year. I have him with 3 wins this year. So 11th place, Jason. I'm sorry. It was between you and the next team, but it could go either way.
So we are having our first difference.
Okay.
The 11th seed for me is the sadder man.
Yep. It was between them two. I think Adam Thielen is gonna have a good year. I think Bob, again,
when you get to Bob, you can go into Bob.
Okay.
But for me, I'll say for Bob that I'm just worried about the running back overall health.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins already going into the season, limping in. Clyde Edwards-Helaire could lose the job. The wide receivers are old, and Michael Thomas hasn't played in 2 years now. So I'm just not that excited for Bob's team. And quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised when we hit the week 6 if he starts to try selling guys off either, because he's got so many picks going into this upcoming draft.
Right. I was just gonna say that, Jim. If he was smart, he should just be like, yeah, I'm fucking shit. And honestly, just pack it in. My team is garbage, and I have a lot of picks as it is. So let's just try and get some more. Try and build for the future.
Get those lottery tickets.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to our 10th seed. So you've already said this team. I've got Bateman and Robin as my 10th.
So we just flipped.
So we just flipped. All right. So for Jason, yeah, I think like it's just the matter of you have so many young guys. It's gonna be hard to figure out which ones are gonna hit each week. And until you get probably halfway through the season, we're seeing like, all right, this guy's like securing his role and he's looking all right.
Right.
And just some of the depth, like the running back position for him is a little sketchy. You got Breece Hall, Damian Pierce, Kareem Hunt. Then what? The tight ends aren't good.
Yeah.
So I think it's an improved, like you said, but this is obviously Jason's a long-term team right now that you'd be excited, 2 years from now, maybe.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, he can try and make the case that he's a very savvy, scout. We'll see. We're yet to be determined on that. So
you've got Bob in the 10th seed.
I do. Yeah, it really just comes down to I have faith in Thielen and Michael Thomas. I think I do believe he'll be not the elite Michael Thomas you remember, but put up wide receiver 3 numbers on what should be a pass heavy team. Should be. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot more target competition, but I mean, Michael Thomas still has a name for himself. Very good alpha type receiver, touchdown machine has been. Dak Prescott, I mean, yeah, he's just got some guys that can just put up the points. But as we were saying, I mean, I could totally see Jason, finishing better for the sole reason that Bob should sell completely, because there's absolutely no reason for him to think he can have any chance of being a playoff team. That's not even a question. So he already has done a good job on getting future assets, but he should just continue to build. And maybe a team like DeVito, who we mentioned in the last episode, or maybe even you or Andrew, or maybe myself, he tries to sell to the highest bidder for an Adam Thielen or Michael Thomas or whoever. But we'll see, man. Definitely going to be a storyline to watch for sure.
All right, so let's move on to our 9th seed. Who do you have?
So 9th seed, I have the newest team in the league, Rags to Riches, 5-10.
Nice. Yeah, I also have Rags to Riches in the 9th seed. I think he's got a decent couple pieces here. The wide receiver core looks all right, kind of young. He's made some moves to try to be competitive this year with the running backs and QBs. So I don't think he's going to be in the bottom. He's gonna be pushing to try to be competitive all year long.
He's gonna, like, I gave him. I mean, again, the projection, the actual numbers that I gave everyone for their wins is just like, I mean, it's just random. I just looked at their schedule. Obviously, waiver wires are not being put into account, and all this. I didn't just look at projections. I gave some wins to teams that, even though they're projected less, I'm like, I think they'll still win. But with Richie's team, like, he has some win now assets. Rodgers, Mixon, and then other younger guys who I like a lot. I mean, DJ Moore. He's got Elijah Moore now. So I mean, Brandon Ayuk. Just some guys that, like, definitely can give you excited for the future, and even some right now. But I mean, you got some big dogs up top. I just think he's going to lose pretty much every game to the teams that are contending, and he just can't hang with us. So I don't know.
All right, let's go on to the 8th seed. Who do you have next?
So for the 8th seed, this is actually a big change for me. I was very high on this team, and I had to knock him down a couple pegs after just reevaluating the rest of the league, the rest of the landscape here. I have Carmine, man. Chicken Parmesan, finishing 7-8. Pretty much similar to how he did last year. I think he's going to win some games that he should lose, but I think he'll lose some games he should win too. So it's going to be a mixed bag.
All right. For the 8th seed, I have Fossil Fuel.
Wow. Okay. Dustin.
The running back depth scares me. I think it's an injury away from catastrophe. He does have a lot of wide receivers, but you can't play all of them. And if the running backs go down, the running backs are down.
Yeah, it's fair. It's very fair, man. I think for me, it was just like, the reason why I put Carmine lower than Justin is because, like I said last episode, like Justin and DeVito both drafted to win, right? So I guess I'm just holding out faith that, like, all right, Justin, I know he's a good fantasy guy. I know that. But is he going to be, and again, we'll find out if I think he's a playoff team or not. But is he really just going to get worse after 1 year? I mean, when he literally built his team to win immediately. I will say him making that move, trading away Mixon, and getting Patrick Mahomes and moving Aaron Rodgers, his team got worse from that. Straight up, he got worse. He lost depth, like you said. Like Mixon on that team was huge for him.
Yep.
And I mean, going from Rodgers to Mahomes, and still is a current one quarterback league. Like, yeah, Mahomes is better, but how many points are we really talking? You lost a lot of points in that trade, so definitely got worse. I respect that placement, Jim. That's good. I like it.
Next, let's go to the 7th seed. Who you got, Mr. Kev?
7th seed. All right. You kind of convinced me. I'm already wrong, but I have DeVito here, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I do.
Ooh, wow.
I do.
That's your huge drop off then. I have Justin dropping. You got Jimmy really dropping.
Yeah, I think. Listen, man. I honestly think. I think DeVito, like he could definitely finish way again. It's not even. I'm not even trying to be a slight anyone. All right, it's just a random prediction. All right, please, no one get butthurt over this. It's literally fantasy. All right, we're all having fun here. But yeah, man, I just see the decline coming, man. I feel like he got his ring, and like, yeah, he still has some mega studs on his team, but man, like you guys have getting older, man. I mean, other than like Devontae Adams, Eckler, I mean Stafford, yeah, like Chubb, these guys are great, but I don't know, man. I don't have the faith that they're gonna be able to put up similar numbers that they did last year. I don't know. I feel like everything, and like you said in the last episode, the points allowed, like teams were not scoring on him. Yeah. Like he got very fortunate with that. I do not think that'll be the case, and we're gonna see a lot more losses for Mr. DeVito this year.
All right, for the 7th seed, I have the Evil Empire, TJ. I think it's a pretty good jump up for him this year. Getting some guys healthy with Derrick Henry, Cam Akers. Sucks for the whole DeAndre Hopkins not being available for the beginning, but still got Jamar Chase and Gabe Davis. I mean,
yeah.
He's got some dudes.
Right.
Kyler Murray. I think this is where TJ probably should have been last year if he stayed healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the bounce back to be competitive at least,
Yeah. I agree.
All right, let's go to our 6th seed. We're now into the top half of the league.
Mm-hmm.
And just a reminder, the top 4 teams make the playoffs.
Right. So at 6 is where I have TJ.
Okay.
So I have TJ finishing 8-7, and that's going to be 6th. Keep that in mind. So it's over 500, but it's literally smack dab in the middle of the league. So, yeah, I mean, I agree. Basically, everything you just said. Like he had probably the worst injury luck last year. And yeah, I mean, he has studs on his team. And he's going to knock a couple of the top teams off, maybe 1 week here, 1 week there. And just, I would say, consistently beat on the lower guys. But I mean, anything can happen, obviously. But I think he's just going to end up kind of finishing middle of the road by the end of the season.
So for my 6th seed, this is where I have Chicken Parmesan.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's similar to where he finished last year. Maybe one or 2 spots
I think Carmine literally was 6th last year.
Yeah, he was either 6th or 7th, I think.
Yeah.
But I think he's got a really good core of players to be competitive this year. I think it's just not the top tier to make the playoffs, but we got Russell Wilson, Josh Jacobs. I like Josh Jacobs this year, I think more than most.
Yeah.
But he's got a really good core of wide receivers too.
Oh yeah.
He's someone I'm sneakily watching out for. He's in 6th in my rankings now, but things could change, and I wouldn't necessarily count him out of a playoff spot so easily.
I'll just tell you this, Jim. Between you and me, and obviously everyone in the league, and some people already know this, I genuinely hope Carmine's team is good this year for a very specific reason that I will not say out loud for everyone to know. But if Carmine's team is good, it's good for me. Just putting that out there. So
Interesting.
yeah, keep
Very
that in mind.
interesting.
Keep that in mind. Yeah, yeah. Go Carmine.
All right, so let's go to our fifth slot. So our first team out of the playoffs.
So first team out, Justin.
Oh,
So he tries once again, but fails miserably yet again. Yeah, I got him at 8-7, same record as TJ, just more points. So
wow, 8-7 for the 5 seed. Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweaty up top. I'm telling you, man. So I think it's gonna be a tough year for everyone, kind of on the outside, on the cusp. I just think the top 4 teams are just kind of above everyone else.
So at 5 is where I have Chubby Stafford, Jimmy DeVito. I think he's just got some of the players are just too good to pass up on. Like that, he's not going to compete in all these games. You know, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, like we all talked about, the guys we talked about last episode. I just think he has too many guys in their prime. I would say that.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to falter that much to fall that far down.
I was probably a bit of an hyperbolic bastard. It's all right. You know, it's all right.
All right.
It's still good. This team is still good. Yeah.
So let's get to the playoffs now. 4 teams in the playoffs. Who is the first team in at the 4th seed, Mr. Rogers?
So a lot of teams are down on him, but I think he still has the makings of a championship team, and that would be Mr. Alexi. I'm all in, and I'll be honest. Just keep in mind where I had the records before. 4th seed, 11 wins.
Dang.
Like that. When I'm telling you,
that's a 3-game separation from 5th.
I really think the top teams are just going to be simply in a tier above everyone else. Where we're like just going to be beating on the other teams, and like, yeah, there may still be a game here or there that like you should have won, but I just think the losses are going to come amongst the top teams. Honestly, like everyone's going to pick one from the other. It's going to be a dogfight. Honestly,
it is.
Come the playoff time.
So 4th place is where I have Taylor Swift's McLaren F1.
All right.
I just think I'm a little worried about your depth, that if things start to go awry, you have enough star power to still carry you through to the playoffs, but it might not give you necessarily the seeding that you're desiring, but you're a playoff team.
Yeah, I don't really care so much about the seeding. I mean, I do and I don't. I do. No, I do. But at the end of the day, I think I'll be in. And if I'm in, as long as I win that first matchup, whoever it is, sorry, I'm gonna win. Sorry. But,
so the difference between 4 and 3, I will tell you, is just the overall wide receiver core. That I think, yes, you will have the better running back core than the team I have at 3, but I think they differentiate from you at wide receiver more than they are less than you in running back.
That's fair.
So that 3rd team for me is I'm all in.
Right.
Lexi.
Okay. All right. There you go. Yeah.
You got it 3.
So I have myself at 3.
All right. So we got those 2 flip-flopped.
Yeah. So I would say at the end of the day, I agree. Like overall, the receiver core, like Alexi's, is better. I do think running backs are kind of like what win you leagues, in my opinion, in fantasy. And Alexi's running backs are good. But I believe, especially with Cook, it's tough. It's tough to trust him, man. I love him. Phenomenal talent. I don't know, man. I think as elite as he is, he's fucking scary to own, in my opinion. And if he's even around come playoffs, we'll see. I hate to predict injuries, but he's one of those guys I feel like pretty confident about him not lasting a full season. If he's around for the playoffs, and we saw the last playoff run, he was literally the reason I was able to finish 3rd, because he put up a dud. I'm just saying, anything can happen. Obviously, that was a game script thing. They didn't have Kirk Cousins playing, but still, not something you want to see. And I think I have guys on my team that most of the league, if not all of the league, and a lot of like people who like pay attention to fantasy are like just down on that. I'm not, and like I think Hunter Renfrow is going to finish like top 24 and be a phenomenal wide receiver 3, and with upside for top 20.
Yeah, it's I think for a while this offseason I had you as my third team. And then I think when we did these deep dives and looked in, the wide receivers, I think what sets it apart too, the rookie draft, Alexi adds Olave to
Yeah.
Robinson, Godwin, Pittman, Williams.
Yeah.
And then not to mention his 4th round pick, I believe, was Romeo Dobbs, and now he's getting hyped up too.
Yeah.
So I just think he's got a little bit more depth there. And
I respect it. No, there's definitely good reasoning for sure.
And then too, obviously my go-to, the tight end position.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews, man, blows Hawkinson out of the water.
No question. No question about that.
So let's get to our top 2 seeds. Mr. Rogas, take it away for number 2.
All right. So for number 2, 13 wins. I have Chrome Future. Wow. Andy Fems, the commish. Just to kind of top to bottom. It's just, obviously the best receiver core in the league. I don't think it's close. The running backs, huge upgrade, getting Saquon. And I still am salty how that transpired. Still not over it. It's fine. Jason, you suck. Yeah, man. I mean, his team, I certainly believe Saquon is going to have a phenomenal year, honestly. And he hears all the noise, man. It's also getting me hyped. He's like he's been talking about it lately. Like, I'm going to show them, like, fuck it. Fuck all the noise. I got, like, watch this type shit, So that gets me hyped. Makes you actually want to run through a brick wall when I hear that. So I think Saquon is going to remind people, including yourself, Jim. You forgot that he actually it was 2 years where he was like literally top 3, not just one, it's 2 years. And then he got hurt the last 2 years after that. So, but he's never finished worse than that when he's been healthy for a whole year. So, I mean, he's kind of that dude. He's different, phenomenal pass catcher. Even Andrew, I remember when we did our interview with him, he was like, "Oh, I think I heard Saquon's gonna get more pass catching work." Like, that's not really anything new. Like, he's like, that's one of his better assets. So, like, he's gonna get a lot of receptions. Like, he's an elite receiver. So PPR, man, I mean, yeah. So his team is ready to win it all. But I think he will be stopped.
I also have Chrome Future at 2, led by that wide receiving core of Jefferson, Diggs, Debo, Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
They're just going to go off this
Cortland Sutton.
Plus, huge game changer, Josh Allen at quarterback. Should be the QB1 this year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I'm not as bought in on Saquon as you are. Plus, Antonio Gibson, Devin Singletary aren't, like, go-to guys necessarily in their offenses. So that's where I differentiate 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. So that leaves us with number 1. There's only one team left.
Who's that? Wait, did we say your team yet? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well,
Run CMC at 1 by both of us. Let's go. Let's hear it, Kevin.
I'll tell you this, Jim. I really couldn't give you 15-0. I was like, I really wanted to. I looked at the schedule. I don't want
15-0.
I looked at the schedule. I know, but that's the thing. But I was literally looking at it. I was like, all right, you're gonna probably lose 1 game. So I think you're gonna
lose to you or Andy or Alexi.
You're gonna split. Yeah, you're gonna lose. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I actually looked into those like weeks and like in terms of like buys and all that. Like, you kind of like dodge a lot of like big buys when you have. So yeah, your schedule is pretty solid, if honestly. So, and you end with, you have Richie week 13, and then you play Andrew, but then you finish with Jason.
Okay.
So, like, all right. So, and then
second to last week's gonna be a big like seeding game between
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think you're gonna win that one, but I think you're gonna lose week 3 against Andrew.
All right.
So that's how I have it. That's how I have it. And I mean, yeah, I mean, if Christian McCaffrey, man, if this dude is Christian McCaffrey and stays healthy, I know full well what's gonna happen. Like it's just gonna be like it's literally just gonna be like the season's gonna start, right? Christian McCaffrey is just gonna be putting up like 25 points a game. And so you just be like, how is this fair? And it's gonna be like, oh wait, he has who else? Cooper Kupp, excuse me. Travis Kelsey, excuse me. Like T. Higgins, what? Like James Conner, like bro. Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, but still should be getting goal line work, and Dallas is going to be good offensively. Man, it's definitely seeming like a freight train that I don't think there's really much that anyone can do to stop it. So I mean,
That's
obviously we still have a season to play here.
Yeah.
But
just merely the projections.
Here. And hardly do they ever go through. But you know, we'll see. A lot can change.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I think you're a clear cut number one.
Yeah, I think between the stars that I have, CMC's getting all the hype even in redraft again, that competing for the number one spot.
He's going like second. Taylor. He's going second overall in most leagues.
I've seen him go over Jonathan Taylor.
To me, that's crazy, but I understand it. I can get it.
I agree. It's crazy just from the durability standpoint.
Yeah.
But the upside, like you said, is crazy.
Yeah. Taylor doesn't have the upside of McCaffrey. He just doesn't. Right. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think it's just going to come down to the depth, man. Like you said, filling in for these bye weeks and stuff. And God forbid, people go down. I feel really comfortable this year with who I got backing my players up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a good year. So let's get to the playoffs. So what was your 1-4 seed? Would be me versus Alexi, right, for you?
Yes.
Okay, so who do you got in me versus Alexi in the first round of the playoffs?
I think you're going to wipe the floor with him yet again in the playoffs.
All right, so then I have for the first round the co-host matchup of the century in the playoffs, me versus you. Oh man, that would be tough. I think you or Andy are the teams I don't want to run into in the playoffs, so to speak.
I just want to remind our viewers here that I led the league in scoring last year. And again, last year is last year, right? But then the major ad I had was Tyreek Hill. So I'm looking at my team, right? Jonathan Taylor. I think he'll still do Jonathan Taylor things. I think Terry McLaurin is going to have a great season, a career year, Mr. Jim. You keep sleeping. You keep snoozing. You keep snoozing. I'm telling you, he's gonna have a good year.
Not on the McLaurin train.
And I'm telling you, one injury to Melvin Gordon. Javonte Williams. Justin Herbert MVP. I'm just saying. I definitely think I'm right there. I'm not picking myself over you in terms of like the projection, but come playoff time, man.
Anything could happen in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I will remind you, Mr. Rogas, last year I was second in max points for by a mere 30 points behind you.
Okay.
With CMC not playing half the season.
So that's why you're number one. All right. So good.
So with that, I'm giving myself the W. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not personal. It's not personal.
No, I understand. I'm gonna say you lose, but it's all right.
It's just me.
Yeah, it's fair.
I don't go against me.
That's fair. I do.
So round 2, you would have Chrome Future versus yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing if you think you could beat me, who I was the 1 seed in both of
like, listen, like I don't want to come off as like I'm so like arrogant because I'm not. I'm genuinely not. Like Andrew's team, I have him ranked above mine. I think at the end of the day, I'm projecting Javonte's role to continue to grow. And I really just think I'm just going to have a 3-headed truck monster that no one's going to want to deal with. And again, Tyreek Hill in Miami, I'm not expecting Mahomes, Kansas City numbers there, but he's still going to be good. And I mean, I didn't have a player like that on my team last year. So you add that. I mean, again, like I said about Terry, Renfro slept on. I think Hawkinson is one of the, maybe not the high end tight ends, but like the tier or half, like a tier and a half right below that. Like He's good, man. And the Lions got better. So Herbert, the depth that I do have, like I feel comfortable enough in it. Obviously, yeah, it's not amazing, but it's enough and it'll get the job done.
All right. So you get I think it's going to come down to the strengths versus the weaknesses.
Yep.
If that was the matchup to occur,
Mm-hmm.
your running backs or his wide receivers who's outscoring, and then the weakness is not weakness, but the weaker part of your team, your wide receivers versus his running backs who shows up.
And I mean, I'd rather Tyreek Hill than Saquon Barkley if I had to pick one in fantasy. So, and then Antonio Gibson.
Just talking of Saquon though.
I would, but Tyreek Hill is just so much more consistent. And I mean, like, yeah, Saquon, he's gonna have a great year, but I'd still take Tyreek Hill. I just would.
So for mine, I would have Chrome Future versus I'm All In, and I would take Chrome Future in that as well. Kind of seem to have like similar strengths and weaknesses a little bit, but I'm taking Chrome Future. Those wide receivers just too much.
Yeah, it is.
So for me, I would have Run CMC versus Chrome Future, and that would be really tough. But I'm gonna stick with me. I've said it earlier in the deep dives that I'm picking me this year. So I'm sticking with it. So with yours, who do you have at your finals now?
So then it would be me and you.
Whoa. So who's winning in the chip between me and you?
All right. So I'm telling you right now, Jim, if you don't win, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Here we go. The famous line.
I'm just telling you right now.
I've heard this to everyone.
I'm just telling you right now. You have there's no excuses for you. All right. You have the best team. You have a great schedule. You have a stacked depth, starting lineup. I don't want to hear it. All right. Win.
Give me the expectation. I like it.
Win. Do me a favor. Win. All right. I'll see you there.
That's fine. That's fine. I like it. Like Rex Ryan said, we can fly under the radar. Fuck that. Give us the target on our back. Let's go.
No, you got it. You got it. It's your league to lose, my friend.
So it's gonna be a fun year, man.
I can't wait, man.
So with that, let's go ahead and get into our award projections for this year. All right, for this segment, me and Kev are going to pick a couple fantasy awards. We're going to do MVP, most improved, comeback player, kind of loop those in the same, and we'll do rookie of the year. So where do you want to start, Kev?
I kind of want to start with MVP, to be honest with you.
All right. Take it away.
All right. So MVP for this upcoming season. All right. So I'm like torn though. I have that's a little anticlimactic. I have two answers, right?
Okay.
And one the different positions. All right. It's not Cooper Kupp. Okay. I'm gonna go either Derrick Henry.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I think one last final. I'm the fucking best running back in football type year. He's getting slept on low key. Could also be a nice comeback player candidate. But I have another player for that. But honestly, because I'm also biased, and I think this is the year it finally all comes together, including the playoffs, Justin Herbert.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Yep. Quarterback 1.
I like it. It's bold, but also kind of not that bold in a sense.
A little spice to it, a little flavor. I like flavor.
So I got MVP Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, Minnesota. Supposedly going more pass heavy. And who else you going to throw to? You got Thielen, but Jefferson's that guy.
It's supposed to be more pass happy this year. I actually just did the draft I was saying today. I took Jefferson. I think I got him 7th overall. So very happy about that.
I think he's a prime time candidate for the MVP in fantasy this year.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Next, let's do our most improved comeback player of the year kind of type award.
All right. For me, this one is easy.
Okay.
Broncos country. Let's ride. Russell Wilson, baby.
Ooh, okay.
Easy.
I'm on the same wavelength, but not the same player.
Okay.
I've got Broncos country, Cortland Sutton.
Okay. I respect it. Yeah, he'll ball out. You know?
I think he could have a similar Cooper Cup kind of outbreak in a way this year. He had
yeah, okay.
Yeah, he had it seems like he's the guy that's got the most rapport, kind of took it amongst himself, like Cup when Stafford got there.
Yeah.
Like try to make it a point, like, hey, like I want to be there. I want to be your guy. Like, throw me the ball. Like,
yeah,
I'm number one.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I think there's a chance he's the most improved and has a really good season this year.
He definitely will have. I think he's gonna be. I was holding on hope. I was like, I think Judy is gonna.
I hope it's Judy, but it's all sides are pointing to Cortland Sutton.
It's Cortland Sutton. yeah. So I like it.
Let's go to our rookie of the year. This one I think I had a lot of hard time with because nobody really stands out like amongst the others. I feel like so. There's a lot of ways we could go with this one. So fantasy rookie of the year. Who do you got?
For me, it actually wasn't that hard because I'm thinking about their projected role and then a matter of maintaining that and fantasy production as a whole and its totality for the season. For me, man, Drake London. I think he steps right in and he's immediately their wide receiver one. Yes, the Falcons are not good, but he's, I mean, in my opinion, he was the best wide receiver prospect in this draft, in my opinion. And yeah, obviously not a great landing spot, but like I said, he's going to step right in and he's going to have a workload immediately. And again, you can't predict injuries, but he can sustain that a whole year. I mean, I'm not going to give statistics on like what I project he'll do, but I think he'll be the best rookie out of all of them this year for fantasy.
All right. I went the wide receiver route as well, but I went with Chris Olave.
Interesting.
Saints kind of can be pass heavy. If they let Jameis sling it, then he's probably going to be their wide receiver too. And it's a pretty good target,
I'd say.
So I'm excited about him. I was actually torn between him and Jahan Dotson as my rookie.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Over Pickens. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like Pickens. There's more guys to feed, and the quarterback's kind of a little bit more in question.
Yeah.
So I went with Olave and almost went with Dotson.
Interesting. Okay.
So with that, let's get into our week one matchups. I almost stole your week to week line there.
Yeah. Game by game.
So for anyone who didn't get to hear the podcast that got deleted off verbal, we're going to be picking all of our fantasy matchups this every week through this season. Then we'll have one matchup of the week at the end, which we'll go a little bit more in depth on. Usually it's going to be a game that either has some kind of meaning or maybe the projections are kind of close going into it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off this week one fantasy season with Run CMC versus the Evil Empire.
Well, as we already said with the projections for the record, Jim, you're going to win this game. I think just comes down to, yes, TJ, his team is back with a vengeance. But week one, it just won't matter. You're just going to kind of wipe the floor with them and start your season off on a very strong note.
I agree. I got me going 1-0 in week one. I think too many weapons to go with versus TJ this week.
Yeah.
Next, let's go to Chrome Future versus Rags to Riches.
Similarly, as I kind of was reiterating before, like I just think the top teams are kind of going to beat up on the little guys. Richie, welcome to the league. Hold this L. Andrew by a landslide.
Yeah, I got Andrew. I don't know what you consider a landslide, but it's going to be significant, I think. But yeah, he's got the tight end positions a little bit different, and then just the wide receiver depth, man, killer.
Yeah.
Next, speaking of landslides, we got I'm All In versus Gunnar Grogan.
Yeah, man, this is just gonna get ugly for Mr. Grogan this year. I really, really hope he stays in the league. But I'm telling you, like knowing Rob, it's gonna be tough for him to take. because he thinks he's going to be good. That's the issue. He's like low-key delirious, or delusional. So yeah, Alexi by a lot, over Gunnar Grogan.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna get excited with Tannehill versus the Giants, maybe, but
it's
wide
just not
receivers,
matter.
Miko Hardman,
It's
Tyler Lockett. It's not looking good for Grogan. It's going to be a landslide. Alexi, congratulations, you started 1-0.
Yeah, exactly.
Next, let's go to Taylor Swift's McLaren F1 versus Bateman and Robin.
Yeah. Like I said, man, it's I feel like this year, like I said, like the top teams is just a different echelon. It's not like last year. Last year was a lot more like kind of knit and tuck, you know. Like I really think the teams that are like higher end are just gonna take care of business. Yeah, Jason, I'm gonna wipe the floor with you, bro. Sorry.
There you go. I was waiting for it. I was going to say, don't be shy. Just tell Jason.
Sorry, Jay.
Just tell him.
Yeah, sorry, Jay. He's gonna be a married man though this year, but I'm gonna have to do it to you. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Jason's too many rookies to know what's going to happen with them, and you're not going to hit on all of them, especially in week 1.
No.
Big adjustment to the NFL.
Right.
Give me
Taylor even if they do, Jim. F1. Let's say Dameon Pierce comes out of the gate and is a stud right away. I mean, I like him a lot, but right away, let's just say in a perfect world for Jason, will not matter. Sorry.
Sorry.
Take a seat.
All right, let's go to the Satterman versus Fossil Fuel.
Yeah, I'm just having faith in Justin's, his aspirations. You know, I'm a little bought in. Bob's team I don't think is good. I like Dobbins, but it's questionable for week 1. He was very adamant, I'll be ready. And that does not seem to be the case at all, as I had predicted. And Bob did not want to hear that. But in the end, I think Kevy Boy might have been right about that. So Clyde, I think he's a scrub. And I confirmed with Bob the other day when I saw him, he could have gotten 2 first-round picks for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, never forget. And he decided not to do that. He decided to hang on because he believes in the talent. And instead, he's stuck with a running back who will probably lose his job this year to Isaiah Pacheco, who came out of Rutgers. Shout out to my boy Orlando in my program. He's from Jersey, went to Rutgers, so he's a big Isaiah Pacheco guy. So
nice.
I think he'll take over the job, Mr. Jim. So
I thought let me preface it this way: if Dobbins does play, I think this could be closer than the 20-point difference in the projection for this one.
Yeah, but
I mean, if there's no Dobbins, it's not even a match. It's Fossil Fuel. Give me Fossil Fuel. But even with J.K. Dobbins, I'm still taking Fossil Fuel.
I was gonna say if Dobbins plays, it's gonna be sparingly. It's gonna be limited. If he plays or not, Fossil Fuel all day, week 1.
Yeah, and if Bob had better options on the bench to look like he could replace Dobbins, but
yeah, I don't see it.
He ain't got him.
I don't see it. Yep. Dontrell Hilliard, Jay. Jim. Oh, you Jay. Shit. Dontrell Hilliard. That Alexander Madison. Dearness. Remember when Dearness Johnson was supposed to like go to another team, and it was like, oh.
I remember. Like, I almost had a little trouble like parting ways with him. I felt a little, and then now he's still there and still behind Kareem
Third
Hunt.
String. Well done, Bob.
They keep saying that Kareem Hunt might get moved, but it's yet to.
They don't want to move.
Gotten this far.
No, they don't want to move. Him. Nope.
So with that, I believe that's all our games besides our matchup of the week, which is Chicken Parmesan versus defending champ Chubby Stafford.
So kind of go what you were saying with some of your projections, because you're pretty high on Carmine's team.
I am.
So, and again, I mean, and DeVito, I mean, obviously reigning champ, his team is still solid. I think this is going to be the closest matchup we have this week, the most competitive, I'd say. Really can go either way. But in the end, man, I'm going to take DeVito here.
Ooh.
I think early on, I think DeVito will carry that momentum. I think I'm looking at the Raiders and the Chargers, right? So he's got Eckler, Adams, Keenan Allen, right? They're in that same matchup. And like we were saying before, it's gonna be shootouts. So I could see week 1 being a very high scoring affair. Um, and then, yeah, I mean, I am worried about Matthew Stafford against the Bills on a prime time to start the season. But Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield playing the Browns again. But with Nick Chubb, man, I think Panthers defense is pretty solid. They are going to anticipate the run, but I think he'll score a touchdown. AJ Dillon against the Vikings, it's going to be tough, but I expect him to score. And, Carmine's team, man, I like his team. I do, but I'm taking DeVito here.
All right, so we got our first different pick of the year. I'm gonna go with chicken parmesan.
All right. Okay.
Look, Russell Wilson revenge game, man. Back to Seattle.
Yeah. Monday night.
Seattle
wow.
Stinks.
Yeah.
They stink.
Yeah.
This could have the chance of, remember when Peyton Manning started the season? 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I don't know if Russell's throwing 7, but would I be shocked if he threw 5? Nope.
This is what I'll say.
Seattle.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think Russell Wilson's definitely gonna want to like rub some dirt in them for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I think because the Seahawks stink so bad, I think it's gonna be a big Javonte Williams game. So I think they're gonna be like, oh, why
that's what you want?
Yeah.
Kev, that's what you want.
Why are we throwing the ball still? We're up 35-0. Let's run the ball.
I think Russ has a point to prove here. Pete Carroll wants to just hand the ball off with Russell still there too. He's gonna be like, nah, you should have been throwing it. You should have let Russ cook.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go in, man. I think so.
I can see it, man.
Josh Jacobs versus the Chargers could be so. Yeah. Etienne versus Washington. Etienne, I think, might have a chance to have his breakout week 1.
I would say.
I'll temper expectations and say he's, middle of the road kind of running back for the week 1.
Yeah.
Then we go AJ Brown versus Detroit.
Yeah.
AJ Brown is going to eat too. Marquise Brown for Arizona.
Yeah.
No DeAndre Hopkins. Ertz kind of dealing with a little thing right now where we are. And so we're not too sure while we're recording this if he's going to be playing.
Right.
Then you got Brandon Cooks. Always right there. He's always so quiet, but always in the top tier.
Yeah.
And I just think when DeVito's got Alan Lazard in that 3rd spot and AJ Dillon in the flex, I'm not too sure. That's what he's got right now. Yeah. Obviously, he could change his lineup, so could Carmine.
Like
where we're at
with Lazard, really quick, Jim. Like I just feel like he's like yes, we both agree on Lazard, we do, but with week 1, Aaron Rodgers, obviously with the rookies, he's not going to have their full faith to start off, especially in a divisional matchup. He has Alan Lazard's trust, right? I see Alan Lazard finding the end zone, man. And I mean, if he does that by itself, and I mean, he's going to have a role without a doubt.
You know who's always elite in week 1?
Who's that?
Sammy Watkins.
Is he hurt yet?
I don't think so.
No, not a pulled hammy in training camp. That's awesome. Good for him. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just excited about Carmine's team, man. I'm taking him. Dawson Knox versus George Kittle, the tight end position for those two.
Yeah.
Could be interesting. And then Miles Sanders in the flex for Carmine right now. So we'll see if that stays the same or if he goes to another one of these beast wide receivers he's got on his bench. Christian Kirk, DK Metcalf on his bench.
Yeah. Lots of names here, but I honestly hope Carmine does win. I do. Again, for the reasons I'm not specifying, but I do want his team to be to be good this year.
I'm so curious what these reasons.
You'll find out at some point. You will find out. You will, I promise, but not now, not anytime soon. But you'll know eventually. But yeah, it's close, but I like that we disagree on this one. So we'll keep note of it.
Yep. So each week we'll bring up our record. We'll try to keep a running track of our record throughout the season, see if we have any idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So that's week 1. That's pretty exciting, man. We're finally
week,
here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So now that we're here, let's do a little NFL projection.
Okay.
Who do you have playing in the Super Bowl?
Wow.
And winning.
And winning. Wow, man. All right. Okay. I got it. So, okay. So it's actually tough, but all right. So listen, I think this is going to be a big year for teams that missed the playoffs last year, getting playoff experience, but it's too soon to be like, oh, now they're going to be in the Super Bowl and win. There needs to be some progression there. I'm going to pick a team in the AFC that has a history of winning, and they have a great supporting cast and have had that for a bit. They were missing one key thing. I'm going with the Denver Broncos, representing the AFC. To win the AFC, they got a very tough division.
Oh, yeah.
But Russell Wilson, battle tested, got a great supporting cast, offensive minded head coach, still a very solid defense.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Denver Broncos a lot. I mean, again, their division is no joke. No one you can sleep on, but
gauntlet, man.
I won't even say they win their division, Jim.
Okay.
But I have them winning the AFC.
All right.
So that's where I see that going. On the NFC side of things, this one, I'm all in on this one kid, man. Trey Lance. I'm going the Niners to win the NFC. I like what they have there, man. I think Kyle Shanahan is one of the modern day goats, young goats. Obviously, he still has a bit more to prove, but he's still shown enough that he is the real deal. The Niners are legit. Defense is stout, and they have a great scheme. I think Trey Lance is just the missing piece of the puzzle, man. They had Jimmy Garoppolo, and they're making these deep runs with him. You add a guy like Trey Lance who adds a whole new element to that offense. I think that they're going to be real tough to stop, especially in the playoffs, man. When they're clicking, and then to win it, I'm going to take the Denver Broncos, man. It's a quarterback's game, and I love me some Trey Lance, but Russell Wilson is he's used to the Niners. That vision, he knows them. So I think the Denver Broncos is going to win the Super Bowl, man.
So you're along for the ride, shall I say?
I am along for the ride. I am. I'm all in, man. Let's. And I will say this: I know you want to get to your prediction. I just want to share this with everybody. So before Russell Wilson came to the Broncos, I thought for sure Rodgers would go to the Broncos.
Yep.
The betting odds for the Broncos to win the Super Bowl at the time was plus 1,200, something like that. And I looked at that and I was like, huh, that seems like a pretty solid bet. And I'm like, oh, well, you shouldn't bet on Super Bowl winnings this early. This was in March or something ridiculous. And I didn't do it.
Oh.
And then Russell Wilson gets traded there and the odds went
yep.
Completely flipped the other way. And so I just to kind of make myself hate myself a little bit, if the Broncos win it all, I could have won a lot of money. I literally was staring at it and I was like, nah. So yeah, Broncos Niners, man.
All right, for me from the AFC, kind of a favorite pick. I think a lot of people have this team going to. But from the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people got them. I think it's Josh Allen. Keeps getting so close, and these tough games, and it's time. They've gotten so close, getting closer and closer.
Yeah,
those opportunities only come so often. Josh Allen, I think, is gonna push him through to the Super Bowl. And out of the NFC, this one I think I might be getting a little off the rails, but we're gonna get a little interesting here.
Oh boy.
What if I told you that someone from the NFC East was going to the Super Bowl?
I'd say you're fucking crazy.
Well, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles.
You are on crack.
I think that offense is improved. Pretty solid offensive line. And I think their defense is super underrated with the addition of Jordan Davis,
Okay.
Kobe Dean. They're bringing what's his name from New Orleans? Chauncey Gardner.
Yeah,
something
Gardner.
or other.
Something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I just think they already had a pretty good defense. Darius Slay.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a team that they could have a good season, kind of an easy NFC East.
Yep.
Just got to get it hot towards the end of the season, make their run through the playoffs. But then I'll take the Bills beating them in the Super Bowl.
So a couple things. One, I'll just talk about the Eagles because you're crazy, but it's okay. I like it though. Different. I haven't heard that from anyone yet, so I like that. They have the best offensive line in football. The Eagles do. Jalen Hurts. People hope
he's going
he
to take
improves.
a big step this year. I think he's going to take a big step.
Okay. I was early on him. I'm early on all these players, and then so if he ends up being good, I mean, I could say that hey, I called that. I did lose faith in him, but I still do like him, contrary to some belief. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just think I don't trust his arm downfield, man. And again, yes, can he get better? Sure. I believe Trey Lance is just a better quarterback in every way already, and he hasn't even played a full NFL season yet. So, but
I just think give me AJ Brown and the Slim Reaper at Dallas Goedert.
Yeah. I mean, you got Debo, Ayuk, and Kittle. So, I mean, yeah,
it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
it's a little off the rails, I think.
It is off the rails. Sure. I don't even think they're not even a playoff team, in my opinion.
Really?
No, they'll win the division. I think.
I think they're
because they're more of a
between them and the Cowboys to win the NFC East, and I think they can beat the Cowboys.
The Eagles are a much more balanced team. I would take them. I obviously think Dak Prescott's a better quarterback, but the defense is always just awful. But Micah Parsons looks like the real deal. And divisional matchups are always tough. So we'll see, man. The Eagles should win the division, but I don't see them making a run. They'll end up matching up against Tampa again, and that'll be all she wrote. So, but I will say really quick on the Bills side of things, I love Josh Allen. I think it's fucking crazy that I know two people that still hate on him, being Bob and Justin. I think it's actually insane, where they genuinely believe he's not good. Literally trolls. And I don't think they're actually not even trolling. Like, they genuinely believe that he's not good, or at least is like overrated or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Ridiculous. You have to watch him play. Just literally, and they still believe that after the divisional game against the Chiefs. Like, you're crazy. You're crazy. Yeah. But I love the Bills. I have a lot of Bills fans friends. I do hope the best for them. I hope they're just not a cursed franchise.
I know.
Yeah, I agree. It should be the time. It should be. They got better. They were right there with Kansas City. Yeah, we got Von Miller. Had a lot of other low-key additions. I don't know, man. I hope for the best for them. I really, really do. But I'm along for the ride in Denver.
All right, man. So that'll wrap up our season preview and our week 1 preview. So with that, good luck in your week 1 matchups, everyone. And thank you guys for joining us.
Holy Grail. Blue told me remind